Hello everyone who has ever put their headphones on backwards. Whoops! Okay, no wonder things weren't making sense. I am Border, also known as Borderwise, and welcome to Command & Conquer Generals RTS commentary. I recently bought the complete edition of Command & Conquer on Steam, and I wanted to play around with it. This is just me getting into it. It's nothing amazing, it's just a team match. USA, GLA, and China, mirror team, and me just mucking around with the game, and having a good time, so to speak. So, yeah, I had things I planned to say about this. I'm fresh off a live stream, like, playing a different Command & Conquer game, so I am buzzed as hell right now, and firstly, I'd like to apologize for how zoomed in the camera is. This is kind of the default. I don't actually remember if, back in the day, if this is how Command & Conquer Generals was. Because, looking at it now, it's like, wow, this is so zoomed in. You can barely see what's happening at all. And annoyingly, I found the fix for it. You need to download a .big file editor in order to edit the .big files in Command & Conquer Generals itself to allow the zoom to go out further. Presumably for other games using the same engine, it's a similar thing. So yeah, we're playing US of A. You can't handle this much freedom that we're going to be packing. It's going to be great. Anyway, so all I really wanted to do was build Comanches and run Riot. And yeah, that's basically it. This game holds a special place in many people's hearts. The original Command & Conquer, I think, came out in the original Command & Conquer Generals came out in 2003, and I think 0 Hour, which is what we're playing now, came out in 2008. And yes, I am going to be playing the Shockwave mod. I've always kind of wanted to do that, and yeah, we simply must. And hopefully it works with the Steam version. I really hope so. Let's just check my notes here. When did this game come out? You think I would have looked this up ahead of time. Commentaries, as they are. I knew what I was getting into. I should at the very least look up basic things about the games I'm gonna talk about. So, Command & Conquer Generals. I'm just going to cheat.
Special Forces here.
No, not Gentool. What the hell's that? Oh, Gentool is a different thing. It's amazing the crusty old websites you have to go. Right, it was released in... For God's sakes. Okay, there we go. 2003. Alright, and the Mac version was released in 2004. And 0 Hour... Okay. In 2004. Why did I think 2008? Alright, Generals 2 was cancelled in 2013. Okay, so we've established 2003, 2004. I'm still, and this is how I'm gonna reveal how crusty and old I am, that still doesn't feel like that long ago. Like, I remember that year, kind of. What was I? I was in school. Oh, boy.
Need a point mission, sir. Let's get in.
Right, so... I don't know, I felt a little bit hesitant about playing this game because it's the whole United States military, a Middle Eastern, like, essentially terrorist group, and the People's Republic of China. For those of you who've been living under a rock, it feels like World War III could break out any minute now and might have already started, and we would never have known, so that's, yeah. But on the other hand, I like to play games like this just to remind myself, and I'm going to remind you right now, that in video games, this is great fun, and it's just a grand old time, and, yeah, it's nice to play, like, you know, the fake version of it, just to, I don't know, remind yourself that, like, in real life, this is not okay. It's like, so many things in video games, really. Honestly, you think you're playing, like, for instance... Mario Kart does not promote safe driving. You try throwing banana peels at other drivers on the road. By gum, you will probably get a ticket of some kind, I think. It's also fascinating going back so far in time, because this, like, like, the textures and the meshes of this game look really primitive, like, with the benefit of hindsight. It just feels like, damn, it's like, I'm used to, like, much more crisp models of this. Like, Kane's Wrath, which I was just playing earlier. I know, this is dating this video to the day which I live-streamed Kane's Wrath for about 2 hours. That was great fun. And if you haven't seen the VOD of that, is the VOD of that going to be out by the time this is? No, I think this is going to go up first. Hope so. Future me, you better not make a liar out of present me. How dare you? How dare you? So yeah. What else can you say about Command & Conquer Generals? Let's, I do wonder, and do say in the comments whether this sparked your interest in, like, military-type stuff and technology and stuff like that, because that is... Even if you despise war and hate the military, as actually a lot of people who work in and around the military do, because, like, nothing breeds contempt quite like familiarity and, like, knowing the problems with any kind of system. It's a bit of an issue, I guess. Yay! Yeah.
I want to blow something up. It'll be a
It's
nice
like
view.
Command & Conquer Generals, like...
Ready for covert
I'm trying to remember, like, there's no, like, the only real controversy for this game when it was released, back in 2003, was in Germany because it was, like, too violent. And also you blew up civilians and stuff. So, yeah. Why are you why are you putting that over there, passport-wise? You're not gonna do the artillery thing? Thank you. It's nice when past you and present you just kind of, you know, think on the same page. Also, it is quite hilarious, like, of course, it's made by an American company and was made primarily for an American audience, just how transparently, like, the USA is portrayed as the good guys here, and not to get into real talk, the USA is a superpower, and superpowers have, like, completely grey morality. They, on a good day, break even in terms of the harm and help that they cause. And, yeah, so... But back in the day, they, like, really held nothing back. It's like, I think the USA was the only faction that, like, was even remotely humanitarian at all. And just everyone else was just like, screw it. Oh boy. Now I want to play GLA again. Because the GLA are just like... I don't know. Global Liberation Army. It is interesting how, like, in the game, like, even back in 2003, a more savage and barbaric time, I should know, I lived through it. I am, in fact, a primitive barbarian from those primitive times, and you darn kids born, like, after those times, you don't even know. Or perhaps you do. Right, and Search and Destroy is, of course, the best thing. More resources, thank you. Also, I think Generals is kind of the peak of Command & Conquer. Controversial opinion, I've played the older ones now. I've played the first one, I've played Red Alert, I've played Red Alert 2, Red Alert 3, I've played Tiberium. What did I do? I think I played Tiberium. Yeah, I have played Tiberium Sun a little bit. That game is awful. I could barely tell what's happening. I have it now, though. So, that's a thing. And, I love stealth bombers! Whoosh, 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 whoosh. It is also, like, Generals, I think... This is a Command & Conquer game, so the infantry are generally kind of useless. But I think in Generals they're, like, at their most useful simply because garrison buildings are just so... You stick a whole bunch of rocket dudes in there and it's just so good. And at the very least, like, unlike other Command & Conquer games, like, basic infantry are what capture buildings, and so, like, there's no use for, like, engineers or stuff like that, so... And, of course, Comanches. I just love Comanches, man. I like helicopters in general. Actually, while we're here, I'm curious. I'm gonna read up on the Comanche program, because that's one of the things, I think, what was it? Like, which one was that? Was it... The Apache, who makes the Apache? I think that's... Ah, screw it. I'm gonna get it wrong anyway. Damn phone is... Weird. Alright, so... There we go. Alright, let's go RH-66 Comanche. There we go. Alright, it was Sikorsky. That was their thing. Alright. Alright, so the Boeing Sikorsky RAH-66 Comanche is, interesting they use the present tense on that, an American stealth armed reconnaissance and attack helicopter designed for the United States Army. Following decades of study and development, the RAH-66 program was cancelled in 2004 before mass production began, by which point nearly US $7 billion had been, well, $7 billion US dollars had been spent on the program. I ran out of power! Oh no! So yeah, it's $7 billion, Deacon's Christmas. And Americans are still, well, just enough Americans actually are opposed to government healthcare. Alright, so let's read up on this guy. So, hold on, it's gonna drive me nuts. Who made the Apache? So that's the AH-64 Apache. Alright, so that's Boeing. Right, so I remember the Apache Longbow was the thing that just kind of ended up replacing or taking the role that the Comanche was designed for, because I just thought, like, guys, just upgrade the helicopter you've already got. It's easier. Alright. I can't believe I remember the designation number. It's impressive. Wow, only 2 Comanches were built. And their first flight was in 1996. It is interesting as well as, like, EA kind of jumped the gun with making the Comanche the attack helicopter for the US in this game. Because when they were developing this game, the project was still going. Like, it was cancelled just the same year that, like, 0 Hour came out. Whoops! Alright. Alright, so I'm going to skip ahead to the point where the Comanche was cancelled and why it was
Have a job for me.
Alright, so basically it was too expensive. Alright, so 23rd February 2004, the US Army announced the termination of the Comanche program, stating they had determined that the RAH-66, or the RA-66, rah, fight the power. Oh, the power is the US military. Oops. Alright, so they had stated that the RA-66 would require numerous upgrades to be viable on the battlefield, and the service would instead direct the bulk of its rotary systems funds to renovating its existing attack utility and reconnaissance helicopters. The Army also announced new plans to accelerate the development of unmanned aerial vehicles, which could also perform the scouting role intended for the Comanche, but with less risk. Since program cancellation, both of the prototypes have been placed on public display. So, there's a combination of cost overrun and the fact that, like, if you want a stealthy scout, use a drone, because then it doesn't even matter if the damn thing got blown up. Alright.
Got my missile launcher right here.
Delicious non-sponsored soft drink.
Moving.
So let's get back to the game here. What I'm doing here is I'm doing
On the trail.
one of my favorite things, which is just fast glass cannon build. I just realized that this is what I was trying to do a lot in, like, Command & Conquer 3, in the stream I did just earlier. Once again, if that VOD isn't available yet, it will be very soon. Like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notifications if you want to see it. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. The plug! The plug gets a reflex now.
Got my missile launcher.
Whee! Ah, explosions. Command & Conquer General's splendid explosion simulator. You gotta love it. Okay. Oh yeah, even on, like, easy difficulty, there's sufficient stuff blowing up. It's great. Okay. I'm not an RTS genius, by the way. Like, if you watched my commentaries and my RTS live streams and stuff so far, you will absolutely have noticed that I am mid at best. I don't do multiplayer with RTS, which is where you actually need to get really good at it. What was I talking about? Alright, yeah, so the strategy, like, I would like to use in Command & Conquer 3 is, like, when I play NOD, I just like to, like, spam stealth tanks. and then just drive behind the enemy base and, like, gut it from the rear. It's like, you know, it's kindergarten levels of sneaky, honestly, but I feel very big brain when I do it, and it just feels really good.
Comanche here.
Comanche.
The new AO. In the
It'd be
field.
fun. Actually, like, if there are Americans in the audience, and I know you're there, Americans, you'll find them everywhere. Whee! So the problem with this stuffing Humvees full of missile dudes is that Humvees are kind of fragile. As any poor soul in the U.S. military who has served in Iraq, well, actually, yeah, mainly Iraq, but also in Afghanistan, what the Department of Defense was thinking, sending basically unarmored vehicles into a live combat zone, I'm not entirely sure where their heads were at. Because Humvees are not designed for that. I'm not even sure. Actually, let's read about the Humvee. Ghastly vehicle, by the way. Like, not to be judgmental, if you are a civilian and you get a civilian Humvee, your genitalia is small, inoffensive, and ineffective. Sorry, just there's no need for such a ridiculous vehicle. It's ridiculous. Right, so let's do Humvee. Also, I think the United States military is going to replace their Humvees with something else. Alright, so Humvee. Okay, so blah blah blah. Alright, so as replacement for the Jeep. And what is it? Alright, Gulf War. Alright, so really the Humvee shines when, like, it was navigating the desert. Alright, so original yep. IEDs really did a number of these guys in the Iraq War. And okay, so the US Army selected the Oshkosh L-ATV to replace the vehicle in frontline U.S. military service. Let's have a look at that. So are Humvees retired? I think, yeah, they're still in service. Oh, hello. It looks very similar, honestly. Oh. Alright, so it's only partially replacing the Humvee. These Americans and their Humvees, they just can't quit them. They can't quit them at all.
You want some of this?
Once again, I apologize for how zoomed in this is. Whee! Love it, love it, love it! Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Also, I forgot about the Force Attack Command. Command and Conquer. Just plumb forgot about it. Completely. Whoosh! I love missile dudes. By the way, if anyone's wondering, like, actually firing a rocket launcher or missile launcher, or I think even a recoilless rifle from inside a vehicle is an extremely bad idea because the backblast has nowhere to go. Like, you will basically cook yourself. Oh, wait, everyone shut up, it's the music.
Got the position. I'll be here. Oh, be careful now. Come on.
I think, like, Frank Klepacci didn't even do the music for CNC Generals. Who did? CNC Generals music artist.
Comanche, come on in.
Hold on. Music of the Command and Conquer series.
They won't get lost.
Let's go to Generals. Let's see here. Nope. Nope, 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 nope.
In the field.
Was it Frank Klepacci? Hold on.
Flying low.
Let's go back to CNC Generals.
How about a lift? Rip it up.
Right, go back to Wikipedia. Let's go to, who was it? Composers. Alright, the composers for Command and Conquer Generals. Bill Brown and Mikhail Sandgren.
Frequencies open.
They nailed the US soundtrack for this. Like, the GLA and China soundtracks, also pretty good, but really, this track here. Hold on, which track is this again? Damn it, I don't remember.
Chew on me.
Oh.
Frequencies open.
Whee! Are we about to win the game? That'll be very nice. Ah. Look at all that freedom and also dead bodies. So, yeah, Command & Conquer General is just a quick little, like, this is Command & Conquer. It's fast games. Tank spam, or in my case, helicopter spam. So, yeah, that is, basically it for that. I hope you've enjoyed. I certainly had fun playing this. I'd like to play more of it. I'm certainly gonna, at some point, to fill the RTS slot on the RRR channel, definitely gonna, like, play around with mods, because the modding community for Command & Conquer Generals, I think, is still going. Like, it's a... As far as Command & Conquer games go, it's pretty straightforward to mod, so... yeah. Look forward to that. I certainly am. So, thank you all so much for watching. Please like and comment and subscribe if you want to. And I'll see you in whatever game comes next. Farewell.